Hi guys, this is Greg coming at you again with another deck profile, and actually a little bit of an appeal for help this time. Usually I'd wait until I've completely finished a deck to show it to you guys, but I'm honestly a little bit stuck on this one, so I thought I'd show it to you now and see if I could maybe get some suggestions out of you. For those of you who aren't familiar with Blaze Phoenix OTK, it's basically you repeatedly cycle through your Blaze Phoenix using Fusion Gate and Chain Material to deal your opponent a bunch of damage. And the version I'm using uses an Elemental Hero engine. Sounds simple enough, but I can't quite figure out how to finish it, so I'll show you a little bit of what I'm going for, and maybe that'll help you guys out. 2 Avian, 2 Burstinatrix, 2 Clayman, and 3 Bubbleman. And the reason these are in here is so that I can make Elemental Hero Electrum. Because what Electrum lets me do is he lets me repeatedly cycle through all my banished monsters. So I make one Blaze Phoenix, I make a second Blaze Phoenix, I use their effects, I make a third Blaze Phoenix using the second one, then I make Electrum, shuffle it all back up, and I just keep repeating that. And deal my opponent lethal damage. The reason Bubbleman's here in 3 is because he's the one who's got the most useful effect. And if I can get them, I'm probably going to end up testing Bubble Illusion, since it would let me play Chain Material straight out of my hand. Elemental Hero Stratos, just because he's a decent enough hero who I can use to fetch Bubbleman to my hand to set up combos. I'm supposed to have 3 heat, but one of my heats is missing, so I'm using Lady Heat as a third. He's a beat stick, and she's a little bit of extra burn, like I'd actually need it, but oh well. And then triple Cyber Valley, because this is a good machine that can actually block my opponent's attacks and net me more cards. If I don't have all of them, when I go to do the combo, I can just make Electrum and put them back in my deck, so it's no big deal. I may end up switching out the heats at one point, because I'm going to test 2 versions, one with heat and one with Volcanic Shell. And you'll see why I'd want Volcanic Shell in a second. But on to spells, we have 3 Fusion Gate. It's pretty much at the core of the deck. You need this in order to make all of your fusions, that and one other card. And here we get to the 3 Hand Destruction. Hand Destruction's in here so that I can draw into Fusion Gate and Chain Material more easily. And that's why I want to test Shell. Because normally this is a -1, but with Shell, I can add that to my hand to balance it out, and then I can use this, thin my deck even more. It just works really well. And then I get into question mark, question mark, question mark. This is where I get unsure of what I actually want to do. Things I'm considering include Pot of Duality, E-Emergency Call, Bubble Illusion, just for different reasons. Duality and E-Call so that I can search things to my hand, Bubble Illusion so that I can play traps out of my hand. And what I end up running depends on what I think works. So that's the bit of help I'm asking for in those 3 open slots. Maybe give me suggestions as to what 3 you'd choose. Triple MST is just in here to sort of get rid of things that might pose a threat to the combo. They can't Solemn Warning, Chain Material, or Fusion Gate, but they can MST Fusion Gate, and they can negate Chain Material's activation with Solemn Judgment, which would be bad. 2 Terraforming as another way of getting the field into my hand. 1 Reinforcement of the Army to get a hero to my hand if I really need to. Usually that's going to be Bubbleman, but possibly Stratos as well. Can't search Heat though, which is one of the reasons he might have to go. Heavy Storm, again to clear away threats to the combo, and I can actually chain Material to this, say that 5 times fast, so that I end up not really losing anything out. And then the last 2 spells are techs, 1 Miracle Fusion and 1 Future Fusion. And the reason, I'll start with Future Fusion, because with that I could say, choose Nova Master, then I mill from my deck a hero and a Volcanic Shell. Then I pay 5 to add a shell to my hand. So that's my deck thinned by 3 cards there. If I have a Hand Destruction, I can then pitch the shell and another card to draw 2 more, and then add the shell to my hand, so that's 6 cards of deck thinning potentially. And Miracle Fusion is just in case something goes wrong and I need another way to summon a big monster. And then the last 6 cards in the deck are traps. There's the 3 chain material, which is necessary, because once you play this with Fusion Gate out, you can just essentially go fusion, 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 game. Shouldn't need to explain that, but some people might need to get the picture. And lastly, 3 traps done, because this is the other way of ensuring the combo doesn't get interrupted. And I can actually chain material to this. Again, say that 5 times fast. So the deck is all about getting to the pieces quickly and then trying to ensure that my opponent can't really stop it. Then the extra deck would include the Omni Heroes, 3 Blaze Phoenix, a pair of Elemental Hero Electrums, and just for the lols I may end up putting in like a Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, just in case I feel like screwing with my opponent. Got your 3 Blaze Phoenix, yeah? Neo Galaxy Eyes, what? It's not going to do much, but it's just a way of going heh, and I like being able to go heh. So, yeah, that's what I have for the deck profile right now. If you have any sort of advice as to what I should do about those 3 cards, or whether you think I should go with the Heat version or the Volcanic Shell version, go ahead and give me some info on that. As always, make sure to check out my friend WowSwag. Bleh. Make sure to check out Deck Silent Enigma, because they both got some cool stuff going on. And that's Greg saying, that's all for now. Peace out.